Hey guys, Gene Graves here. Um, just doing my Sunday morning catch up, stuff like that. Can't get my hair to lay down. So anyway, I was just thinking the thumbnail's really good. If you guys don't know that, I like playing vinyls and stuff too. So this is the one that I had. It's actually the soundtrack for the 13 Reasons Why. It has a lot of good music, so I ended up getting the double vinyl for it. And yeah, so hopefully at some point I can move my record player in here and use it. So that'll be good. But anyway, so we're here because of the um, everything catching up of what I've read and everything for this week. So let's move forward with that. I think this week is probably one of the weeks that I read the most out of since doing the catch up videos. I think 8 or 9 was my record last time, maybe 10, or one of them. This time I feel like I did a lot more. So let's get these and count them. And I mean, they're really good series too. So, what's up, Amaskio J? So, this one, I'm almost done with it, but I'm going to count it. I have like a chapter left. This is Devilman Grimgar or Devilman G, Volume 4. Crazy stuff happens in every book of this. So, if you like the Devilman series, I would highly recommend this. It does, I feel like, keep you on your toes every volume because there's always something big happening, and you never know. And then they kind of give you like a little tidbit going into the next part, and then you see it what it turns into in the next volume, and it's just like a powder keg. It just explodes into this other stuff. So, but that's the last one of that one I need to catch up on. Um, let's see. Finally got to read this one, Monster Girl Tamers. Um, this one's pretty good. Um, it just, I feel like it reads more of like a romance novel, even though it's about monsters and stuff. It's just, I feel like it's closer to a slice of life with monsters in it kind of feel. But it's really good. They had another one pop out. You know, there's a kind of like a Godzilla guy with horns in it that's called Blue, that the girls watch over, and then there's other monsters that are in there. So pretty cool seeing the different ideas behind it. Um, and this one's really hard to read too. I wouldn't be able to tell you like, hey, it's got X number of volumes left. Then we have Made in the Abyss. This one I think we're getting close to. I would probably say we're going to have less than 10. I would probably put about 8 volumes in this series altogether. Um, so we'll just have to see on that. It is really good. I just don't see how they would extend it out past like 10. Um, but this was a great addition to what's we've already had, what we've already read in it. Um, you know, and it seems like every book you kind of almost add like a new character to the mix that's supposed to like join the group. You know, we got the first 2 characters in the first volume, but then the second volume kind of makes up for that. And then in the third volume, we got one of the other people. We got this girl with like the bunny ears right here. And so the fourth one, some point, hopefully, we'll get this one right here. I'm not sure who that is, but she reminds me of like a green strawberry shortcake for some reason. So I gotta wait for this big order. I have an order coming in of, I don't know. I need to go back and count it. I know it's probably around like 60 volumes coming in. So they're actually sending it in 2 boxes. So hopefully they'll let me know, ship that, and then figure out if they're going to send me any more because we're like after I get those 2 boxes, I need like one more box of stuff to come in, and we'll be able to do the collection video. Trying to move some of these other ones over. So Crisis Girl, if you know, I kind of read this one on Halloween. So stuff like that. This one was really good. It's a really fun for just being 2 novels. I feel like it's kind of like trying to be a superhero, but growing up and not knowing how to do stuff, but it's darker powers. Like she's a grave digger, controls zombies and stuff, but not necessarily like a necromancer. So I think it's pretty funny how they do that with this, and it was only 2 volumes, so it's a pretty good pickup for only having the 2. Oh yeah, Syrup for the End is right there. Um, I don't know. I would probably say you would probably like it, but I don't think you would enjoy it as much. Syrup for the End is one of those series that's really shaky. So you get like a bunch of good parts, then it kind of drops down for a volume, and then it picks back up, moves forward. It's a lot of like time consuming with the build up. So that's kind of what it is. Um, so you know, then we got this one. Sorry for My Familiar 2. This one was spectacular. We got farther into the series of the little girl trying to find her dad, what to do, and all that. And her familiar basically being a human that is obsessed with looking at all demons, what they can do, all this other stuff. Kind of like he's like a biologist or a zoologist trying to go out and find out, hey, what are all these monsters like? So I would kind of, yeah, kind of say that. Add vampires probably, because there are vampires in there. Um, but yeah, this one is super good. Off of that though, with the little girl that has horns and everything, I read this one yesterday. Um, and it's kind of close. And the first she had kind of pinker hair, but this is if it's for my daughter, I'd even defeat a demon lord. This one was really good. This series is one of the series that I really like. I would cross it between a fantasy series and maybe like Sweetness and Lightning, one where the child's growing up and all that. So this one's really good. I mean, it does involve like cooking, all this other stuff. So I mean, there's never really a dull moment with it. I think I've liked every book of this one so far. Well, this is book 2, so I've liked both of these so far. There's not really anything that it doesn't add into it. It's really fun though. I feel like it's a good book that collaborates and puts a lot of stuff together. With there being some cooking involved, raising a child, fantasy, and some of the other stuff that's in it. She's learning how to sew, so there's a bunch of different stuff in there. Then we got Dr. Stone Volume 2. Um, this one, guys, this series, I feel like it's crashing pretty hard. It's still fun to read, but it's not a game changer in your collection, which I really hate to say that about this one, um, because it's got underlying elements that make it good. I enjoy it, but there's still like this whole thing in the back of my mind of, yeah, there's something better that I could be reading. So even though I enjoy it, there's still that kind of, you know, stuff that involves that. Hopefully now though we're getting a more diverse kind of group of people and what's going on and plans that this is still the groundwork um, for a better series later on. Sometimes starting out with a series, they have to lay all the groundwork before you can actually enjoy the series. So that's the only bad thing. I feel like they're still having trouble doing that. But It is pretty cool what they've done so far in it. Let's see. I read Fire Force Volume 12. Great series. This one, I feel like every volume it gets better. You get to see the people's powers a little more. You get to do two different things as far as how the characters grow. Um, you get to go more into learning of this kind of Adola Link, Adola Burst ability and stuff, and that there's a fifth person that came out. Now they've actually given us a goal. There's 8 people they're trying to find. The fifth one just revealed themselves. So we have 3 more on that. We got a little bit of a timeline that they're putting on this one, a little bit more. Hopefully they can extend it out from there, just like Fairy Tail did with some of their arcs and stuff like that. So this is a really good one, though. Highly recommend it, especially if you liked Soul Eater. Right, spoilers. I always get into Fire Force. For some reason, it just pulls me in real good. Okay. Um, and like I said, with Crisis Girls Volume 2, that was the last one that was in that series. So that one's not very big. This one right here is the last one of this series, too. It's the Fairy Tale Gaiden series. This is the Lightning Gods. If you know about the Gaiden series, it's kind of a bunch of side stories put together. Um, so this one depicts the tale of the lightning dragon Laxus. Then we have the other one that the first one does both of the dragons of Sabretooth, the Shadow Dragon and the Light Dragon. And the second one goes into background with Gaudiel, the Iron Dragon. This is a perfect thing added into it. Reading this one actually makes me miss reading Fairy Tale a lot. So I'm gonna have to. I've been kind of holding off on my One Piece volume to get a little over this before I read it, because I know One Piece will kind of pull me out of it, because One Piece feels with the characters being happy-go-lucky and all that other stuff feels a lot like Fairy Tale. So um, hopefully we can do that and move forward with everything else that we've read. But I'll be able to add some of these to this shelf right here and a couple of the other shelves. So that's another good thing. I was like, oh, I'm totally waiting on my Ketchup video to come out so I can just be caught up with all of it. Um, true, true. It is coming out where it's close to the end of the year. Whenever Fairy Tale got done at the halfway point, um, so not sure why they decided to do that. There was another part, Blue Minstrel, that just finished this year, and Fairy Tale Girls or Fairy Girls, where it's the girls all come together to form a group. That one ended at the beginning of the year. Blue Minstrel ended at the middle of the year, around well, a little after Fairy Tale itself ended, and then this one's finally coming out at the end of the year. So I don't know if there will be more, but you never know. What's up, Toaster Cat? Sticking with the cycle though of manga that is ending this time after I've read it. Um, the Fairy Tale Guide and Lightning Gods and the Crisis Girls Volume 2 ending. Magical Girl Apocalypse Volume 16. This is the last volume for this series. Um, they ended it right. I have to say that. He said, "Yo, what's up, guys?" Damasco J. Um, so this one's the last one. A little weird, and I really like a big thing for manga guys. I think is whenever you get to read the person's comments and stuff. This one, the author said, um, I totally didn't see the story going the way that it did. It just kept kind of getting off the rails, and I couldn't figure out how to kind of get it back on. But they tried to keep it as steady on as they could. They're like there was so much, and they said that hopefully they don't ever write another story that gets out of line that much. I love that the person tells you that, because reading this series, I was like, I'm not enjoying where it's going, da 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 da, all this other stuff, and then this happens, and they have the comment, and it made the whole series feel like it was worth something just to hear the person say, I tried to get it back on track, I tried the best that I could, but I couldn't do it. So their other series though, Fairy or Magical Girl Sight, um, I think is 100 times better. At least 10. Yeah, I don't know if I could say 100, but it is 10 times better. I mean, it is great, and I feel like this one kind of prepared the way for that one. So three of my series that I've been getting have now ended, and we can move on to other ones that are coming out. Oh yes, Toaster Cat about Syrup of the End. So let's see. Trying to put these together. This series, it took me kind of a while to get back into. I read a couple books from it, so nothing too crazy about it. So I read Pokemon X and Y, Volume 3 and 4. These ones, I like how they let you know basically how they give you numbers, even though it's only like a couple chapters in each book. I think there's between 3 and 4, and they alternate between that, but they keep the sides the same color, so it's kind of like you have like little arcs or something that way. And then 5 and 6, um, which, like I said, they kind of did the same thing in this one. Uh, 3 and 4 is purple, and 5 and 6 is blue. So I read those ones too. Um, it's ended up being a somewhat good story, um, but just not having that buildup of the older series doesn't really support it that much. You just feel like you're reading kind of a one shot, stuff like that. Where you left off with which volume? I don't know. I'm pretty sure I pre-ordered Delicious in Dungeon. The next one, I don't know when it comes out though. I'll have to check. We'll have to figure it out. So moving forward, we had Black Clover. Black Clover was great. They're doing this whole tournament thingy in this one now, which tournament arcs are always spectacular in battle manga, stuff like that. This one is great. You have our main character teaming up with spoiler. I'll just give it to you. It's only the first 2 pages of the thing, so it doesn't do a lot. This red-haired guy is actually like an evil guy. He defeats somebody, dons his cloak from one of the groups, which is the Purple Orcas, and takes his position and everything. So nobody knew what he looked like, and this guy basically stole his identity and is a part of the team now. Even though he kind of seems like he's evil, but we don't know yet. He's almost kind of like a Deadpool, not a good guy or a bad guy, just trying to do stuff to kind of defeat everybody, except for like his teammates right now. So this one is really good though. Still moving forward with it. A lot of these ones that I feel like don't come out real fast, they're like still great though. We'll just have to look. I don't know. So the next one, Black Torch. This one keeps getting better too. This one is just great. I mean, there's not anything else you can really say on this one. I highly recommend this. I feel like this one right now is going. It's going the right way that the first arc of Bleach, where they're in the Serite and everything, went. Hopefully, it can keep up that hype because of how good this one is, and it doesn't die down by adding in other crazy stuff to it. But this one is spectacular. So, Black Torch, highly recommend this one. Highly recommend it. Black Torch got cut off, or what? So, then this one, how not to summon a demon lord, since we already had the. If it's for my daughter, I'd even fight a demon lord or whatever. Oh, okay. Um, This one is pretty funny. A little bit of like raunchiness that happens, but it's still going in a good direction. It is a spectacular series to read. This one, I think, made up a lot for volume one. You know, I felt like it was hard to really enjoy the series and stuff like that, but it was just kind of how it all built up. This one really, really came together and made it more enjoyable. So I think this one continuing onward is going to be spectacular. Um, but it was just that first book that was kind of weird with it. Um, but like I said, after reading book two, it got loads better. So more action in it, more adventuring, different things like that. Instead of I don't know what I'm doing in this world. How do I figure it out? What do I do? Um, I haven't read Spirit Circle, so I don't know. We're getting there. So we also have this one, Death March to a Parallel World Rhapsody, Volume 5. This one was great. They're finally leaving the town. More stuff is happening. He actually grew. I don't know if he's ever going to get a male companion. This one kind of reminds me of um, Rising of a Shield Hero. It seems like they have weird little harems that aren't exactly harems, because they have the potential to get male adventurers, but they somehow don't. He just got like eight. One of them stayed. The other seven, they were like automatons. Went to go put their old master's love to rest. They went and took a ring to her grave. Now that he's passed and everything. But yeah, this one got better. They now are experiencing other stuff. They actually have left the city, the comfort and everything, and gone out into the wild, trying to go to another town. So that's really good of where they're going from there. But yeah, this one's really good. Um, that's two of the little beast children, but then you have all these people on the back. I think this is the only one that isn't a part of his group. They're just dropping her off. They rescued her from the tower and stuff that they had to go fight. I don't know. He doesn't have any male companion. I thought one of the kids was a boy, but then they talked about it in one of the other parts earlier in the series, and come to find out it was a girl. So he's got 3 Beastmen companions that are all girls, um, a dog, a cat, and a lizard. Then he's got 2 slave girls. One of them is regular, and the other one supposedly came from his world, but can't remember parts of it. So, it's kind of weird with that. And then he just got the automaton women, which there's 8 of them. They decided to send everybody on their journey except for one, and so only the one is staying with him, which they called number 7, because they were only numbered, and so now he gave her a name, and they're moving forward from there with it. So then this morning, I also got to read this one, Opossums, or Opossums, however you say it. This series is actually spectacular. I would have to say it's better than a bunch of the other stuff I've read so far. Better than part of the anime I've read so far. Um, so far, I think that this is probably the best one that Nihei has come up with so far. I haven't read Blame yet, but I need to get it. But as far as Knights of Sidonia, I think this one was better than Knights of Sidonia. It was better than the other one. I can't remember it right now. Mega, that's what it was. And I think I have one more book by him, but this one, hands down, was the best one so far. So I totally had to put my money on that. But let's see how many I read for this week. See if we beat our numbers. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're gonna count these ones, even though they're 4. We're gonna count each one as or each set as 1. So that's 6 and 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and Devilman G will be our 17th one. So we did read a lot this week. So now we're gonna have to figure out how to bypass all that and move forward and see if we can beat 17. So hopefully, maybe somewhat, we will be able to. I don't know. But yeah. And reading 17 actually gets a lot out of our current TBR by leaps and bounds. I think right here on the table, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I have 17. I have a couple in my bag and some other ones that we need to finish. I would probably say I'm down to probably about like 40 volumes. So I do have a big box of stuff coming in though, so hopefully that won't add too much to it, but we'll have to figure that out. Yes, I'm totally ready for the readathon. Hopefully it goes well. We'll have to figure out what I'm going to read for that. I'm hoping, hopefully, with this month, I can actually get almost everything done in my current TBR, and that will just set us up for what I need to read on my real TBR on the shelves and move past all that. So I know the biggest challenge we have is finishing some of those series that that I have a lot of left to read. Basically, like Magi, I think I have 11 volumes to read, and some of the other ones, Lone Wolf and Cub. That one's a pretty easy read. They're just really thick novels. They're like this big, compared to whatever, but I mean, they're pretty easy reads. And then the biggest one that I know that's really wordy and everything is probably DMC, Detroit Metal City. Um, so that's probably going to be one of the biggest challenges is getting through that and Moggy and Lone Wolf and Cub because I'm only on the second volume of that. I think I have up to 11. The 12th one comes out at some point, but yeah. Tokyo Glory is one that I need to catch up on, but I'm not that far away from it, so that's really good. So, anyway, guys, we'll go probably about one more minute. We'll be right at 30 minutes and be done. So, you got any questions about any future series, anything else, collection video, any of that other stuff? Like I said, collection video is coming up soon. We have that big haul that's coming in next week, and hopefully at least one more smaller one or a couple more smaller ones, and we'll be good to go. So, Gen Talks, I am waiting to figure out how I can do that. Trying to get my brother to help me do kind of like Lohali has, where it tapes the screen. That way I can do it. Or if not, I need to just figure out a way where I can tape the screen and then add it on afterwards and figure out how to go from there. But yeah, so both you guys stay tuned because you guys will be on Gen Talks at some point as well. So. I don't know. Honestly, because this one's still sitting over here. This is volume 7. Um, I'm just saying, I still feel like even though we're at volume 7, it's not anywhere near as good as um, the other one, Flowers of Evil. Yeah, Jen was on my last one last week. I have it saved on my TBR or my TBW. So hopefully here soon I can watch that. I just needed to finish doing this one so I could get ready. We're supposed to. One of my other brothers came into town, and we may do a video with him. We may not. Not 100% sure. But we're supposed to be having a kind of semi Thanksgiving today at his house with his family because he only comes up for like once a year, only for like a week. So, and every time it's kind of around this time so that he can, I guess, do like Thanksgiving because we do this like all the time, which is weird. But yeah, we got one more person till we're at 280, 20 people from there. So heck yeah, can't wait. Um, the t-shirts coming out. Hopefully, that's going to be good. I'm working with the first one. Hopefully, we can figure out what that's going to be, what it's going to cost, all that other stuff. Give me a rough estimation for using some of the other art that I've gotten, Wink and Maschio J, and figure out all that stuff from there. But right now, doing that. You and Stump should have a race, right? So anyway, yep, that's going to be cool. I need to figure out how much it's going to be. Hopefully, it doesn't cost an arm and a leg. So far, right now, though, from what I've figured out, is the estimation for it is going to be around $30, unless you need like a bigger size, then it's going to add more to it. But that covers um, the cost of the shirt and the shipping, stuff like that. There's not really a lot that it adds to it. I'm really hoping that I can do that and get a couple other things going and make like a gin box, um, where I can send you like the shirt and like another keychain, or something like that, and then kind of move forward from there. Just because of, obviously, that's a lot, and you can get at least like 3 to, I don't know, 5 volumes, depending. Yeah, so we'll have to figure that out. I should totally do like a gin box though, where it's like series that I read and like put them in there. That'd be pretty cool. And then put like the next one. If you've subscribed to the gin box, you get like one, and then you get the next one. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know how I'd get everything though, but anyway, guys, I will catch all of you later. Thanks for watching. Um, Now I probably have to go get ready. So I will catch you guys in the funny papers, and stay tuned. I do have a live thing with my brother next week as well. Stuff like that. So I will catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. Jen Graves out. Bye.